Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to another rendition of the Anthony Around Town Show, the best darn talk show in Elko, Nevada. I'm your host, Anthony Crosby. This is the weekly show where we just hop online as a community and talk about some awesome people, events, things, if you will, going on within our community. Or another way we like to say it here is we are all about creating content from the culture found here in Elko, Nevada and the surrounding areas. Hope you all are doing well. Again, we're just kind of trekking along through all of this coronavirus and all the effects that come with that sort of situation. So whether you're a parent home with your kids for another month, or you're going to work every single day and having to navigate those waters, or you're one of the individuals who's not able to work for a little while, just wanted to say I hope you really are doing well, making the best out of everything. And we here at Anthony Around Town always gonna have your back. So thank you so much for making time to at least just join us and check us out this week. Basically what we're going to do is we're just going to talk a little bit about some content that came out last week on our main site, anthonyaroundtown.com. I will bring in our very fan favorite co-host in just a second. But before we do, just want to give some love to a few businesses here locally in particular. The first business I want to give a shout out to is our friends over at NV Off-Road. NV Off-Road, fantastic, because they actually make this entire thing practically possible. By that, I mean they provide the studio space where we record this live stream, where we record some of our podcasts, make videos out of. They are so generous in letting us use some of their space to do this work. So we always got to give them some love. Even though their doors are closed to the public right now, they still just want me to let you know that they're still taking care of all of your power sports vehicle needs, so snowmobile, ATV, motocross, all that sort of good stuff. They will have your back. They just can't have you actually come into the actual office. But you can still give Justin and the boys a call at 775-299-5546, 775-299-5546. And when you do, let them know that Anthony Around Town pointed you in their direction. So definitely love our friends over at NV Off-Road. Next business we want to give a shout out to is Remax Gold, the Jesse James team. Very thankful for them because, again, they're just part of the cog of wheels that help us do what we do every single week. So we couldn't do this without Jessie and her generosity and her just believing in all of this. But Jessie just wanted me to let you guys know that not only does she believe in all of this, being Anthony Around Town, but she believes in the community overall. That's why, she's doing what she's doing, being the awesome realtor that she is. But when I asked her, hey, is there anything you want me to communicate to the people specifically as we, put out content and kind of plug you guys? She was just like, hey, just let the people know that we're praying for Elko. So you just know that one of your awesome realtors here in town, Jesse James, is praying for you, loves you, and I'm sure can't wait to have you in her office again. But in the meantime, if you need to get a hold of Jessie, I recommend you do so, especially if you're looking for a house in the whole market. If that's on your radar, it's springtime. This is usually, even though there's a lot of other stuff going on, the time of year where people start making those investments. You can give Jessie a call at 775-777-5220. That's 775-777-5220. And then last but not least, we have some awesome and exciting news. Over the past week or so, Anthony Around Town was able to bring in a brand new partner into the fold, into Team AAT, if you will. And that is our new super friend, Denise Bradshaw, over at Bradshaw Law LLC. Basically, if you're wondering, who's Denise? What does she do? What's Bradshaw Law? Well, she's a lawyer, so that probably was a giveaway by the name of her business. But she's all about helping injured people. So if you're just, maybe in the market for some legal representation, you need somebody who's going to fight for you and have your back, it's definitely going to be Denise, because I say this as a compliment. So as I was trying to like work with Denise and kind of get all the details put together to bring her in as a sponsor of Anthony Around Town, the toughest part, honestly, was her schedule. And I mean that as far as she's just always busy, go, fight for her clients. She's always working hard. She just told me, working around the clock to make sure that her clients had the best representation. So I can just say that, again, this is why it's a compliment. If you contact Denise over at 775-738-7444, 775-738-7444, then you're just going to have somebody who's going to work hard and fight for you if you need that representation. So excuse me. Thankful for Denise and Bradshaw Law for becoming a part of the Anthony Around Town family. You'll hear more about her going forward, obviously, but we're just super thankful to have her in the fold. So very thankful to have just a lot of people believing in Anthony Around Town and making all of this possible. But now let's bring in somebody who works really hard to make a lot of stuff that we do here possible. Let me unmute him and bring in his beautiful face. It is the one and only cameraman, Matthew, coming to us from his house, I believe. Or where are you doing? What are you doing right now?
I'm just chilling out at my house.
You just hanging?
Yeah, just hanging.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird not having you in the studio, but obviously everybody's practicing social distancing right now. We here at Anthony Around Town, we don't want to be the exception to that. So I wish, usually one of my camera, wherever the camera is, usually for me, I'm looking at the camera, but you're usually like right here, we're hanging out, we do the fist bump, we have the good banter, everything's all good, but gosh darn it, now I have to talk to you through a webcam. Huh?
We can't do a fist bump tonight.
We can do a virtual fist bump. Give me one right there. Boom, that's what I'm talking about, brother.
I'm like, I look like I'm punching the camera.
You do. You look like you have some anger issues. But what have you been up to? You talk to us a little bit while I take care of something on my phone.
Yeah, I've just been kind of, like I said, chilling out. I do go to work. I work at T-Mobile, and so still want to make sure I can help out customers with their phone needs, whether it's filling out like an insurance claim or something like that. So we're still considered essential. That, and then when I get home, just kind of staying indoors, making some good food, some good dinner.
What you been cooking?
Actually, so last night we went over to Elizabeth's parents' house, which I know that's not so much practicing the whole social distancing, but it was some good food. They had some steaks, they had some macaroni and cheese, some scalloped potatoes. It was super, super delicious. So
beautiful.
Just really grateful for that. And then I actually showed Anthony before we got on. Mm-hmm. But I'm making a scarf. So way back when, like 2013, 2014, when I went to St. George, Utah, I learned how to crochet. Mm-hmm. And so now I'm crocheting a scarf. And this is how far I've gotten so far. So it's fun. I haven't done this in a really long time.
Yeah.
So like I'm relearning.
How long does it take for you to do that? How long did it take for you to do that?
To get to this part, I started when I forget what day I started. I want to say it was like Monday of like last week.
Okay.
And then I would do a few rows for like about an hour or so. Then I had started again. I want to say it was like maybe like Wednesday. Mm-hmm. I think I took a day or two break.
Okay.
So overall, I want to say I've been working on this for, I want to say maybe like 3 hours.
Okay.
Maybe, and I'm that far.
Yeah.
I'd say about a foot in. So yeah. I mean, it's definitely taking some time.
That's a good quarantine.
But right. Honestly, what I've been doing is like we'll lay down for the night. I'm in my bedroom, and so we'll lay down. We'll put on like an episode of The Good Doctor.
I've heard people talk about that. I'm more of a Grey's Anatomy guy.
I know a lot of people that are. It's a good show. I like it, though.
I heard it's pretty good. Yeah.
It is. There's definitely gotten some deep parts in it, and so we'll put that on. I'll grab this from like the side of my bed and
Okay.
Start going at it. So that's what I've been up to.
Man.
What about you, man?
Let's see. Last week I just hung out with my girls a lot. I just made a point not to do a lot of my work during the day because I have two kids under 5, and if you've ever had 2 kids under 5 or have 2 kids under 5, you're not getting a lot of strenuously focused task done with them around because it's dad, and let me climb all over you, and I spilt the milk, and I need to watch the show, and hey, watch me do this, and puzzles, and so it's fun. I had to change my mindset though to like, hey, you're just gonna have to be attentive to them during the week. During the day rather, and then at night you can open up your computer and edit and write and do some stuff like that for the site, and that's what I did. And so it helped me like mentally going into the week, just like preparing for that. Did I get a lot of sleep last week? No, I 100% did not. But that's just that's and we have a. I mentioned this last week on the show, and I'll just kind of bring it up. So one thing that we did, and this is not Anthony Around Town related technically, so I don't want to talk about it too much on this, but we decided that we're going to start a brand new YouTube channel for me and my girls. It's a blog all about just me being a single dad, raising 2 girls. How do I do their hair? What if they want to do my makeup? What happens when they're just so emotional? I don't know what to do, and all this stuff. Like being a single parent's crazy, but especially being a single dad to 2 little girls who have dresses and want to play Barbies and houses and all this stuff. I'm still figuring it out, so I figure the world can figure it out with me. So yeah, I'm just we shot some stuff for that, and I'm going to be editing it this week, and I think this Saturday we're going to put it out there. So I'm very excited about that. It's something we've always wanted to do, but having this extra time, I'm just able to do it. And it's, the girls love they're like me, they're like their old man, they like being in front of a camera, so it's a lot of fun for us. Even if 2 people watch it, my mom and my grandma are the only people who watch it, that's fine. We're not doing it to get famous, but it's something cool that we can do together, to kind of entertain us, if you will.
That's good. That's really good stuff, man.
Yeah.
I remember that time that we did that park video.
Yes.
We had she was like vlogger all the way.
Yeah, Emily
is like going down the slides and stuff like that.
She's natural. She's probably better at
natural
me.
born.
She's so but I hope all of you have been doing well. What have you been doing to kind of fill the hours throughout this quarantine time? Part of the reason why we do the show live is so we can hear from you. So feel free to use the live chat if you'd like to join in the conversation throughout this evening or throughout the week. If you're watching this, feel free to throw a comment in there. We see all of those comments all the time and love hearing from the people in our community. So feel free to use that. So like I said at the beginning of this stream, what we're going to do is we're going to break down a couple of pieces of content that came out on our main site last week and just kind of, go a little deeper when it comes to the conversation about each of those things. The first one comes from a blog that we put out on Friday, one of our Small Business Friday features, and that was with a girl named Stephanie Lancaster. She's the owner of a massage business. She's a massage therapist, and her business is called Balance Bodywork. And so it's typical Small Business Friday fashion. You can go read it at the main site and get the full context if you want. But typical thing, talk about her past, talk about how she got into becoming a massage therapist. Something I wanted to ask her was like the difference between a massage therapist and like a massage person who works at like a day spa or a country club or something like that. And so she kind of broke down the differences between that. So that was pretty interesting. And then one big thing, obviously, got to keep it relevant. So one thing we talked about was her perspective through her line of work as a massage therapist in light of, all the coronavirus stuff, the COVID-19 stuff. And one big point that she brought up that I didn't really even think about, and I don't know how many of us really think about this, is the idea that because a lot of the realities surrounding this virus very real stuff, legit stuff we need to take precaution through, of course. But she brought up the fact that, throughout all of this, basically, I'm summing up her words. Again, you can go read it to hear her exact words. But throughout all of this pandemic, we as people still need to remember that we're people. And one essential need that we have as humans is physical touch, because especially how, through how COVID-19 has passed and spread and how contagious this is, the idea of physical touch has just been so demonized and vilified, whatever you say, demonized and become taboo over the last month or so that, again, this is all legit stuff, but, keep the 6 feet apart from each other and don't touch people. And if you do, wash your hands and cover your mouth with the mask and all that stuff. Like, that's just kind of been our state of mind lately, for very valid reasons. But her point was, that's good. Do that 100%. However, don't forget the fact that you are a human and we need touch sometimes. And she broke down like I'm not going to, there's fancy long words that have to do with the chemicals and the receptors in our brains. But she broke all that down and just talked about how, like, chemically, biologically, our bodies respond in a positive, healthy way when we're touched in a certain type of way. And she wasn't even talking about like sexual touch or, anything like that. Just like, getting a hug from a friend or hugging a child. Or before this video started and we were testing out the Skype stream, Matthew was with his girlfriend Elizabeth, and we were kind of going over the show notes, and he was kind of snuggling next to her. And I was like, yes, that's the type of thing that Stephanie was talking about, that type of physical need that we all have, and the feel-good chemicals that our brain is released when that happens. And I'm trying to remember a statistic she told me, but I don't know. She just really went into the realities of physical touch. So Matthew, you hearing that, let's kind of break this down, because again, on one hand, we have we got a comment from Nay, our awesome editor. I'll bring it up. She says, I'm busier than ever, so no extra time for Nay. Oh, so Nay saying she doesn't have a lot of extra time because she's busy. Yeah. So that's good. So you don't have time to be knitting a scarf for making vlogs, Nay, because you're just working so hard. So good for you. Good on you. That's, again, great. Nay, our amazing editor. She edits all of our written content. Check her out at thatgrammargal.com. So thanks for writing in, Nay. But Matthew, you hear all that stuff, realities. Don't want to spread the virus. Keep your distance. Stay in your house. Quarantine. What's it called? Social distancing. Other hand, hey, don't forget, sometimes you do need that touch throughout all of this. All of it's not bad. So what are your thoughts when you kind of hear that conversation that came from Stephanie?
So I definitely agree, and I get it. Like, just as human beings, we have this innate, and I don't want to say a feeling, an innate need to be in a community. I'm not saying that we need to strive for acceptance, but that's something that just being a person, we need in some capacity. Is this feeling of being accepted in our community. And then even much more so, like you were saying, a very like the one that I've heard before is a hug, for like 20 seconds or something like that, it does wonders for a person's mood. So these are all things that, it is a reality that our brain responds in a positive manner.
Yep.
And so I agree with her with that. And so I really think it's just more so finding a balance.
Yeah.
Really kind of taking into consideration that, for me, since I go to work and I'm dealing with people and I'm dealing with their phones, I try to take that extra consideration of, I still want to greet this person in a warm, friendly manner. And, if they're my age, if they're looking healthy and everything, I might give them a a handshake and offer, hey, we have sanitizer here for you if you want. Continue to do their like whatever we're doing with that. But if I know like an elderly person or somebody who might not be, looking or feeling the best, they might be a little bit, under the weather, then that's where I try to be a little bit more, cautious for them and being like, hey, I might not be able to give you a handshake, but I'm still here. I still want to do whatever I can for you. Still want to help you out in the best manner. What can I do kind of thing. And so that's kind of how I try to find that balance of like, I still want to be in the community. I still want to help other people, and I still want those people to feel accepted and cared for, right? I'm in the business of customer service, so I want them to feel cared for. But at the same time of just kind of taking in that consideration of, want to be healthy, want to make sure everybody's safe, that I'm doing my part into kind of not making this big issue even bigger. So a lot of hand sanitizers,
a lot of soap, a lot of hand sanitizer. So. Yeah, I think that's all good. I think you're right. It's a balance, because obviously when we're out in public, outside of our homes, it's just a no-go right now, right? That's why we're doing the social distancing. That's why we're doing the quarantine. That's why businesses are shut down. It's because we're all trying to do our part just to get through this and kind of be done. Because eventually, prayerfully, the goal is for, all this to kind of subside. We get back to normal, and then we can high five and hug and slap each other's butts and all that stuff as much as we want. But for right now, we got to put a pause on that, obviously. So it's weird because like who was it, last Sunday, I was walking into the grocery store, and one of my good friends, she was walking out, and we just started talking, catching up, haven't seen each other for a minute. And at the end, like, I was like, just because this is what we've done and we're good friends, I wanted to like go up and give her a hug, but I had to stop and be like, oh yeah, I definitely can't do that right now because of all this. And so like it's a weird dynamic, especially for those of us who, again, we're not talking sexualized physical touch, but like like me and you, we're bros, so like we'll give each other a hug or a fist bump, high five, all that stuff. Like that's just how a lot of us just express the joy that we have being around other people, like especially as extroverts. So it's weird. But I think the other balance comes from, like, for me and for you in some sense, like for us inside of the home with loved ones, not taking for granted the physical touch we can get there, right? So for me, it's me and my girls. So last week, I loved just sitting on the couch with them, especially like the best time is like right before they're about to fall asleep, right before bedtime, because we've been go playing all day. It's just been crazy. And then come the evening time, they're tired, so they just want to sit on the couch, watch a movie or a TV show, and they'll just sit one in each arm, and we'll just cuddle and we'll just hang out. And especially after having this conversation with Stephanie, I just really valued that and can kind of feel the joy that came from that, being able just to cuddle with my kids. So that's great. For you, somebody who has like a romantic partner, a girlfriend, you're able to hopefully lean into that with Elizabeth and kind of appreciate those type of moments with her. Like I said, right before we started streaming, you got to cuddle her and hang out with her and stuff like that. So I think just taking not for granted, for those of us, obviously there's those of us who are living alone and don't have anybody at home maybe to kind of be that person right now, and I'm sure that's super tough on them. I don't even want to try to like speculate what that's like, because I know that must be super hard. But for those of us who have the ability to go home or to be around people at our homes and give a hug or to play a game with them or high five them, I think there's just so much that's going to come out of this that we're just not going to want to take for granted. And I think the fact that giving a friend a hug is something that hopefully we won't take for granted. You know what I mean, dude?
Yeah, we get it.
Nay, our awesome editor, she says, I'm grateful to be able to hug my family. I think it would be really difficult for those who live alone. I agree. Yeah. So if that's you, if you live alone and you don't have anybody to hug or to kind of engage physically, I'm sorry because especially in this time, we just can't go out and even socially being around somebody at a restaurant, at our bar, or something like that. I just imagine how tough that is. But for those of us who can, let's just not take that for granted. So very thankful for Stephanie, Balanced Body Work. After this is all said and done, her big thing, she specializes in pain management. So if you got a messed up back, or she's talking about one guy who fell off the roof and got kind of screwed up, or what have you, if you just need a little massage TLC, just go check out Stephanie. She's awesome. We had a really good conversation. All right, well, that was Friday. We had a good talk with Stephanie. You can go check out her full blog, anthonyaroundtown.com. Now we're going to get into, in just a minute rather, we're going to get into another piece of content we put out last Thursday, and that was a new episode of our podcast. But before we do, I'm going to kick out Matthew, and I'm going to give some love to another one of our awesome sponsors, and that is our good friend Elise O'Brien over at Heartwood Wellness. She, just like Envy Off-Road, Jesse James, Remax Gold, and our new one, that's why I paused, because I had to remember, brand new, we're very excited, Denise Bradshaw over at Bradshaw Law. Elise is... Sorry, just muting Matthew just in case he says something naughty while he's not on the screen. Elise is, she's just awesome. She's really cool. One thing that Elise and I do a lot is if you go to her Facebook page, Elise O'Brien Heartwood Ayurvedic Counseling. I know that's a lot, but just search Elise O'Brien or Heartwood and it'll come up. But we put out videos there every single week that kind of break down exactly what her business is and goes into more detail. And I help I help out a lot with that. And in some instances, like last week, Elise actually lets me make a little cameo in some of her videos. And so just to kind of get a sense of what she does over there, I'm just going to show you a snippet of a video that came out on her Facebook page last week. And then, I'll let you watch it. Actually, I should have set it up. So the video is about tongue scraping. I should have brought the little tool. But basically, she gave me this little copper tool that you'll see in the video that I had to scrape my tongue with. First thing, I woke up one day last week. And in her video, the full video, she kind of breaks down the benefits of it and how it plays into her business and stuff like that. But in my section, I'm just the test dummy / model because she didn't want to do it on camera. And I was like, I'll do it. I'll do anything. Whoa. I'll do almost anything on camera. I should probably be careful with that. But so check this out. Check out what I was able to do with Elise in her video, and then we will be right back. Good morning, guys. Anthony here from Anthony Around Town, coming to you right now from my own bathroom at my own house. I literally just woke up like 15 minutes ago. I'm still in my PJs and everything, but I'm up and I'm ready to test out tongue scraping. I'm glad Elise let me be her little model / guinea pig for this. Here's what my tongue looks like before scraping. She said one of the benefits was helping fight stinky breath, and I hope that's true. I hope that's the case, because it's a really good thing they haven't invented smell-o-vision yet, because my breath is rank. My breath is really stanky right now, so definitely need to freshen that up before I start the day. All right, here it is. Here is the little tool. I'll do like a little unbagging. I forgot exactly what Elise said the official name is, but we're just gonna call it Mr. Scrapey. So here's Mr. Scrapey, a very thin piece of stainless steel, not very big, pretty light. So yeah, come on in, let's go, let's start scraping. We gotta start the day. Okay, we're at the sink. We have Mr. Scrapey, we have our tool. I believe the first thing that Elise said was I need to scrape back to front 3 to 5 times very lightly. So I'm just gonna follow her advice. She's the pro. Here we go, tongue scraping, people. Now she said I need to rinse out my mouth, and I understand why, because after doing the first round of scraping, Mr. Scrapey definitely did a good job of getting a lot of crap off of my tongue. I'm not going to show it on the camera, but it was pretty gross. Okay, now that we have scraped the middle part of my tongue from back to front, we're gonna hit the right side, scrape 3 to 5 times, then we're gonna hit the left side 3 to 5 times, and then I will have officially tongue scraped for the first time in my life. Boom, tongue, you just been scraped. So, my first tongue scraping experience, how was it? It was actually kind of cool. Like, Mr. Scrapey, our little tool here, didn't hurt or anything. It actually felt kind of good because you could really tell how effective this thing actually is at removing all the nasty stuff from your tongue. I was trying to think of a good analogy for what I thought this was like before I got on camera right now, and for some reason, I don't know, the best one that I could come up with was, you know, you have a piece of toast with maybe too much jelly on it. You like jelly on your toast, but not that much, so you just gotta scrape a little bit of the jelly off with your knife to get it just right. Yeah, that's what this was kind of like. Honestly, it was quite messy. As you can see, got my shirt dirty a little bit. That's pretty gross. Sorry you guys have to watch that. But all in all, like I said, I could definitely feel the effects of using the tongue scraper. And as Elise said, you have to be careful because it can be quite addicting. And I understand why she said that, because I think I'm hooked. I mean, the proof is in the tongue itself. Check out the after. Yeah. That's a quality tongue right there. Thank you, Elise, for teaching myself and us about tongue scraping this week. And thank you for every single week hopping on your videos and giving us just a better insight into what you do over at Heartwood Wellness through your Ayurvedic counseling. I know I've just learned a lot, and so I hope you all have as well. Again, this has been Anthony Crosby from Anthony Around Town. Until next time, see you guys later. All right, so we're very thankful one more time for Elise O'Brien over at Heartwood Wellness. That was just a snippet of a video that we did over on her Facebook page. So just search Elise O'Brien Heartwood Wellness, and you can go check out the full video and all the other videos we put out with her. Let's bring back Matthew. Are you still there, my dude?
Yes, I'm still here.
There's your beautiful face.
Even though you tried to get rid of me.
Well, I did. I just, sometimes we say things off camera that we wouldn't say on camera. So I didn't. No, just kidding. Matthew wouldn't do that.
You're the one over there talking about some dirty stuff.
Hey, I caught myself. But mostly I had to mute you because, again, we were going over the show notes before we started streaming. And Matthew has a cat named Dog. And he is loud, so I don't want Dog to come in the room and start making noise.
Dog isn't in the room, but I do have Leia, and she's so cute. You guys got to check this out.
Okay, let's see her.
Look at this.
Aww, that's a cute
she's
cat.
Just laying with me. This is Leia. This is Elizabeth.
Oh, very nice.
So that's the one that Dog had to get used to.
Yeah.
She's so sweet. She's so loving. She's chilling out on my lap right
now. So. We got a comment during that video. It's from William Galloway, who says, "I'm out here crisscrossing America on a bicycle." So William is the gentleman we wrote a blog about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Who rides a bike across the country, and he's done it like 6 times. So he's given just some love for on the road. William, stay safe. I hope you're doing well.
Yes.
Hope you're being taken care of out there on the roads. Much love from your friends here at AAT. When you come through Elko again, let me know, and we'll have to catch up, buddy. But be safe out there, 100%. So that's super awesome. Go check out AnthonyAroundTown.com. You can find William's article there. He's doing a lot of cool stuff, obviously. Matthew, last Thursday, we put out a new episode of the podcast.
Yes.
And the podcast was about... Hold on, let me just make sure I unmuted you. Could talk?
Yep. Can you
Yep,
still hear
you're
me?
good. You're good. You're good. Because we got to hear your
All
opinion on
right.
this. No, we need you, not just your opinion. We need your input on this. We need your expertise and creativity on this next thing we're gonna do. So last Thursday we put out a new episode of the podcast. Podcast out every other week. Just go search it on wherever you get your podcast normally. Search Anthony Around Town, and it was with a gentleman named Laramie Lake, and he is with a new local band rather called Sky Drifter. That's SKY and then Drifter with no vowels, DRFTR. So you could search that. But they're doing some cool stuff, getting some stuff ready for April. Well, it is April now, so later this month they're going to be releasing some stuff. We played the teaser for that on the show last week, but it's cool dude. So. If you haven't checked out the podcast before, kind of the little gimmick to each episode of the podcast is we'll do like a normal conversation interview. Tell me about yourself, who you are, what you do. And the second half, I save it for what I call the out there question. And the out there question is just a way for us to get to know them in a random way. Sometimes it's silly. Sometimes, in Matthew's case, what did we do for your out there question? I forgot.
So with mine, we did anime questions to see if I could be an
Right, because you're
otaku.
big into anime, so we got to know your anime
I think I
side.
got like 2 out of 3.
I forgot about that.
I might have only gotten 1. I can't remember.
Yeah, so sometimes we'll do
I've been
that.
bombing
Sometimes
the
we'll do
questions lately.
a trivia, so whatever. But so for Laramie's out there question, it wasn't really a question; it was more of a challenge. Is I gave him a bucket with 3 random sentences on it, like snow cone, something, 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 and he had to create a song on the spot based on the 3 things he pulled out of the bowl. And if you listen to the podcast, well, I won't give it away. If you listen to the podcast, you could hear if he did it or not. So last week when we were kind of talking about this, Matthew had the idea that we should do our own version of Song on the Spot right here on the live stream. Matthew, is that something you still think is a good idea?
You know, I'm probably gonna bomb this one too. I have not had a good track record with these challenges.
All right, well, I'm going to help you. We're going to do this together. I'm not going to make you do it by yourself. But before we do, William dropped another live chat. He says, I'm trying to avoid being quarantined out here, trying to get over to the East Coast. Whoa.
Right?
Dang, William. So, yeah, you be careful out there, my guy. Don't get trapped anywhere sketchy. Dang, yeah, you get back home.
Don't need that.
Yeah, we don't need that. But speaking of quarantine, glad you brought that up, William, because Matthew and I are going to be coming up right here on the spot, live in front of everybody who's watching this, what we call the quarantine song. So, Matthew, here's where we got to work together. Let's just pick how many lines should this song be? 5, 6? I think 5 should be good. No, let's do 6. 2 for each of us. No, 3 for each of us. We'll go back and forth 3 times. All right. So we'll start with you. Just throw out, when you hear about being quarantined at home, social distancing, you're in your house, doing the things that you do to pass the time, what comes to your mind? What should be in this song about being quarantined?
Well, I have Leah with me right now, so I'm definitely thinking, as much as you don't like cats, I think I got to include a cat.
So,
something along the lines of I'm chilling at home with my cat,
Okay.
It's simple, it's easy.
That is, a lot of things rhyme with cat.
Stuff,
yeah, a lot of things rhyme with cat. Okay, I'm going to talk about being in your PJs/sweatpants all day, because when you're quarantined, you don't really have to, get dressed and be super fancy. Like they say, to help mentally, you're supposed to take a shower, especially if you're working from home. Get dressed like you would do if you were actually going to the office or going to wherever, and then start your work. They say that mentally helps, but I don't know how many people actually do that. Mm-hmm. Matthew, what's your second input?
I think another really important thing, and not everybody plays video games.
Okay.
But I am thinking something along the lines of, card games or the time with your families and friends. Binging is really nice. Sleeping is really nice. but you still got to have that third option, something relevant of playing card games, having a game night, whatever the case is.
Okay.
Think playing some games.
Okay, all right. What games have you been playing? Have you been playing anything? Little
I've been
Settlers of Catan?
No, but that is a really, really good game. I don't know if shout out, put it in the live chat if you've played that, but it's a really good game.
It's a good game.
Actually, what I was planning on doing, and some of our audience, some of you guys might be able to have played this game before, but it's like those the Jackbox games.
Oh yeah, nice,
right?
Nice.
So there's one on there is probably my favorite out of all of them is it's that Haunted Trivia Night one.
Mm-hmm.
That one's a fun one. You gotta if you've played Jackbox, probably played that one. Thinking we're gonna be playing that one once we get done hanging out with you guys tonight. So
nice. I think my next line is going to be being able to take a nap because again, you have nowhere to go for a lot of us, so we get to enjoy the simple pleasures in life, and that's napping. I really wanted to take one today, but I didn't have time. I had to do some work, but it sounded like a really good idea. Have you taken a nap this quarantine?
I think I haven't taken a nap, but I have slept in. Yesterday, I didn't get up until like 2.
Yeah, wait, what did you say? You didn't get up till 2? Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
my God.
2 in the afternoon. I finally got out of bed. Finally started doing the things I was supposed to be doing.
Did you have to work yesterday?
No, I had yesterday off.
Oh wow.
So, yep.
Okay, give me one more.
Tomorrow I have off too. So, I think with the quarantine, we got to be binging on some actual foods, snacks.
Okay.
Snacks are good. And, being in a quarantine, this is like a free pass, to couch potato as much as you want, to snack as much as you want. So, I mean.
What's your go-to? What's your go-to? You can't just stay vague. What's your go-to snack?
We have some chicken and biscuits are really good. And if you know me, one of my go-tos is chicken and biscuits. So I like those. We have some Oreos around the house, which are super good. Some chocolate milk. I've been drinking a lot of chocolate milk lately. So
okay, you do love those chicken and biscuits.
Yes, they're so good. You can't go wrong with chicken.
I'm not a big. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest fan of those. Not. Sorry. That
Dude,
probably might have ended.
You're gonna have to find a new cameraman soon.
I've never gotten into it. I've been getting more into is because my kids is goldfish. Goldfish is a little underrated. Goldfish is underrated snack.
Yeah. Those goldfish are like, they get better the more you eat them.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I agree with that. Yes, because I'll like steal a couple from them when they want a snack and I give them like a bag or a bowl of goldfish. Then I'm like, okay, that wasn't bad. Mm-hmm. And then I'll just go in the cabinet and start helping myself. And then you're right. The more you eat it, the more like, this is a gourmet meal.
Yeah, the more you eat, the harder it is to stop.
Yeah, so. I agree. All right, so the last line I'm going to say
is... It's like that...
you just talk about binging food. I'll just say binging TV shows. We talked about this last week when we came up with our TV show pilot on the spot. Actually, not a pilot. We came up with 7 seasons of a TV show. Yeah,
this is like, what, 12 episodes per season, an hour long?
That was a long show.
Something like that.
I should have wrote it down. I had a good twist to add to the show if I would have thought about it, but I don't remember what it was. Dang it, I should have wrote it down because that was a good show. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Okay. Matthew, all the stuff that we said, you weren't writing stuff down, but do you want to take a crack at coming up with a song based on some of the stuff that we said?
I'm going to let you go first, and then I'll try afterwards. What were the 6 ideas again?
Okay, so hanging out with your cat, staying at home in your PJs, having a game night, playing some family games, being able to take a nap, eating good snacks like chicken and a biscuit, and binge watching shows on Netflix or something.
All right, I'll let you take a crack at it, and then I think I might be able to get to something afterwards.
Okay, here we go. This is the quarantine song on the spot. Here we go. I wish I had a beat, but you just gotta imagine it in your head. No. It's not. This is not a hip hop rap. This is a tasteful ballad.
Okay.
Yours could be a hip hop rap. Mine's not. This is the AAT quarantine song. This is the AAT. There we go. This is the AAT quarantine song. This is the AAT quarantine song. I'm hanging at home with my cat, wearing my PJs all day. Don't need no hat. I'm having my game nights at the family table. If you have no kids, you should take a nap, 'cause you're able. Now don't forget the chicken. Wait, hold on. Shoot. Don't forget the biscuits of chicken. Make sure to sit and binge those shows, because if you do, COVID-19's butt, we will be kicking. This is the AAT quarantine song. This is the AAT quarantine song.
Dude, how can I follow?
That was pretty good, right?
Follow that.
That was pretty good. Was that good?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, well, you talked about kicking the quarantines or the COVID-19s, but that's well put in there,
Okay, we got a comment. Our first review. Wait, hold on. My first review of the song. That is too good to be on the spot. It had to have been rehearsed. That's from Cheyenne Lee. No, I swear. These are, those are bad handwriting. Those are my notes. I literally wrote those down as me and Matthew were talking.
That's funny.
I'm hanging at home with my cat. PJ. Wait. See, I already messed it up. Okay, let's try again. We got to workshop this. I'm hanging at home with my cats, wearing my PJs all day. I don't need no hats. Tonight is game night at the family table. If you have no kids, take a nap, 'cause you're able. Now don't forget the biscuits of chicken. Binge a show on Netflix, 'cause if you do, it's COVID-19's butt that will be kicking. What do you think?
Dude,
that was pretty good. Let's see. Cheyenne says, she said, what a pro. Someone get him a record deal. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know.
Oh,
Matthew, you got notes? You want to throw something out there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it as good as you, but I can definitely try.
Okay, let's go. Here we go. On the spot. Here we go.
So, I think I'll definitely have to be talking. Let's go. Like you were saying, a little bit more hip hop.
Okay, you're gonna go more hip hop.
I don't got that much soul, so I'm thinking I'll have to start off with some this is for my homies in their PJs, right?
Here we go. Okay, get it.
Kind of feeling that. This is for my homies in their PJs, hanging out with their cats named CJ.
Uh-oh.
Fire. It's all your cats, but right? So this is for my homies in their PJs, hanging out with the cats named CJs. All right, what was that third part?
Third night is the game night.
Game night, and then it goes snacks and naps,
game night,
right?
then take a nap, then snacks, then binge.
Nap thing. Okay, all right. So this is for my homies in their PJs, hanging out with the cats named CJs. They all looking at the screen, playing the games, eating their favorite snacks. It's tough.
It's tough.
This is hard.
It's tough.
Yeah. All right, hold on. So this is for the they all hanging out playing the games. Some people in the nap because of lame. Oh yeah, all right. Yeah. So some people take a nap because they're lame. Others eat chicken and a biscuits. Those are my true G's.
Woo! Fire! That was a banger.
Right. Hold on. I gotta get one more. What was that last one? It was binge and chills, right?
You say take a nap?
Because those are my true. Yeah, I did take a nap because those are the lames.
Okay.
Sorry. I mean, naps are cool. I'm not against naps. Just want to make that. Right. Like, I got to put that out in, like, the first part of the day. I'm not against naps. All right. I think I got it put together. Let me try.
Okay, here we go.
One more.
12 times the charm.
So, right, we're somewhere up there. So, this is for my homies in their PJs, hanging out with the cats named CJs. Everyone hanging out playing video games. Some people taking naps because they're too lame. What was that next part?
Chickens.
Those of you eating chicken and biscuits are the true G's. Binging their favorite shows, OJ or OGs.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. I flow. Okay.
And then
all right.
I'd wrap it up with some. Remember, guys, stay inside. We're looking at beating COVID-19 to the side.
Yeah, can't run inside the side. Okay, that's right. That's right.
Inside to the side.
But that's side.
We're saying side. Inside to kick. Hey, it works. It works.
Okay.
It's a platinum hit, all right?
Okay. How about you gotta make sure you stay in your house, because if you do, you're gonna be the cat to the COVID-19 mouse. How about that?
All right, let's do it. We'll sign it. So.
All right. Well, that was the AAT quarantine song. That was the AAT quarantine songs by Anthony and Matthew. We just made those songs up on the spot. I hope your eardrums are not too damaged after that. So thank you to Laramie Lake and Skydrifter for coming onto our podcast last week. Go check that podcast out wherever you normally get your podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Apple, wherever else. Make sure you do that. We got one more note from Cheyenne Lee, who says, if I can get her, there we go. Tupac was once a beginner too. You'll get there. Keep up the good work, Matthew. Oh, so she's comparing you to Tupac. That's pretty good. Dang, the Knicks Tupac up in here.
We all have our starting point.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna kick Matthew off one more time. I'm going to mute you so we don't have to listen to any more of your raps. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just remind you all before we get out of here that we brought up a lot of our sponsors tonight. We talked about Envy Off-Road, Jesse James. We talked about our new sponsor in Bradshaw Law, Heartwood Wellness. But we still have room on Team Anthony Around Town for anybody who wants to join in the fun. So if you have a business locally that just really needs to be getting out there in a unique way, I guess that's a kind way to put it, like this, then just go ahead and email me, anthonyaroundtown@gmail.com. That's anthonyaroundtown@gmail.com, and we could talk about what partnering up looks like. Definitely just want to help get your business out there and promote it in a way that's best for you. Speaking of which, got to give some love to my good friends Chuck and Bonnie Hughes. Chuck and Bonnie Hughes, thank you so much. Over the weekend, they made a very generous donation to the Anthony Around Town cause. They're not going to be actual sponsors in themselves, but you should check them out. They have a sawmill business, and they're legit, and we wrote a blog about them. That's Chuck and Bonnie Hughes. But thank you so much for supporting Anthony Around Town, Chuck and Bonnie. It really was a fantastic gift, so just have to give some love to them. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Well, we're going to get ready to wrap it up. Matthew, did you ditch us yet?
No, not quite yet.
No, not yet. Okay.
I can't leave without saying my catchphrase.
Okay, well, all right. Well, let's build up to that. Let's build up the anticipation because I know for a fact I get hundreds of emails every single week. That's by far people's favorite part about this whole stream is your catchphrase. So we'll get to that. Before we do, just want to remind you, if you just want to continue to follow what we're doing here at Anthony Around Town, you can do so first off through all of our social media. Obviously, you're watching this on Facebook. We're all over Facebook. So just if you're not already a part of our Facebook page there, just go give that page a like. Instagram, YouTube, just search Anthony Around Town and you'll be good to go. Also, just want to remind you one more time, we do have a podcast. We have a new episode every other week that comes out. So just wherever you get your podcast, just search Anthony Around Town and you'll be able to catch up on episodes 1 through 8. Again, I forgot to mention this, but speaking of YouTube, we have a new YouTube video coming out this week. Usually I'll show like a trailer or preview for it, but I'm actually recording it tomorrow, so I don't have any footage of it. But be on the lookout for that. We have new blogs coming out this week as well. So just stay locked into the main site, AnthonyAroundTown.com, and you should be good to go. Or if a lot of that just sounds like so much, like, Anthony, you're here, you're there, what's going on? Then what I just recommend is you just become a part of our email list. Every single Monday, I have all of our all of our subscribers of that list. I've been adding new people all the time. There's quite a bit on there now, but what happens is I put together one little curated package, if you will, of all the links to the content that came out previously, the week prior on Anthony Around Town. That's all people who are part of that email list have to do is just open the email, see the link, see the description, click on the link, and they can go watch, listen to, read, whatever they want. So I just recommend being a part of that. Just go over to AnthonyAroundTown.com and hit stay connected, or just chill for a second, and a little pop-up's going to come up asking you if you want to join that email list. Thanks again to Nash. We talked about her a little bit early on when she left her comments, but got to give her some love. She's our editor of written content. So if you're a writer trying to publish something, maybe you just need to make your emails look a little bit better, then just get a hold of her, thatgrammargal.com. And speaking of email, if you need to get a hold of me, Matthew, Nay, anybody Anthony Around Town related, you want to talk about being a sponsor, you want to sign me to a record deal, anything that you'd like, then you can just do so by just emailing anthonyaroundtown@gmail.com. Matthew, you want to talk to us really quickly just about Patreon?
Yeah, definitely. So we got to shoot that video. It kind of broke down. I believe they can find it on your YouTube site. Am I right?
The Patreon video?
Yeah.
No, it's not on the YouTube page.
Can they find it? No? Okay. All right. Essentially, we just got to break down Patreon. And so for those of you that don't know what Patreon is, it's a way for viewers to be able to show their support and love for content creators. So if you want to go check it out, www.patreon.com/AnthonyAroundTown. You can see all the different ways that if you guys want to feel generous, if you want to show your love and support for Anthony Around Town, in a financial way, you can see there's like 4 options there. You can donate $1 a month. You can donate, there's a $3 option, a $5 option, and $10 option. And then depending on which tier that you're in, there's different things that me and Anthony can do for you just to show our love back to you guys for showing your support and love to us. And so once again, go check it out, www.patreon.com/AnthonyAroundTown.
That's right. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to get ready to do it for this rendition of the Anthony Around Town show. Thank you so much for joining us yet again. We definitely appreciate your time. It really does mean a lot that you sit and hang out with us for an hour. We've been going for an hour, dude. It's been pretty good. It was a lot of fun. Thank you, Matthew, for Skyping in. Appreciate it. I hope you stay safe out there, brother.
Definitely.
All right.
You too.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Stay healthy, all that good stuff.
All right, here's everybody's favorite part. Are you ready?
Right. Catch you later.
Wait, you didn't let me set it up. You blew it.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, let's try again.
Yeah, I mean, you asked me if I was ready.
I asked you if I was ready. I didn't mean that was just time. Okay, here we go. Something. That's going to do it for this rendition of the Anthony Around Town show. I'm Anthony Crosby. Until next time.
Catch you later.
We'll see you around, Elko. See, that was good.